conversation today. I heard a statement earlier and it sat on me and it sat on me and it sat on me. And the statement was the language of the poor. The language of the poor. So first I'm going to start out by asking some questions. Who got you to where you are today? Who held you back? What held you back? Was it an institution? Was it an ethnic group? Was it parents, schools? What stopped you, slowed you down, or held you back? All right, take some time, take 10, 15 seconds, and start reading off the list. Are you on that list? Are you on that list? The language of the poor is making external factors and people and institutions the reason for continual failure. Now, they can slow you down. You know, bad parenting, bad this, bad that. It can slow you down. But at some point, you're past that. At some point, you have control. Think of your life like I forgot the name of those things, but it's the stick with the rubber band. You pull it back and it launches. It's like those peel back racers. You pull them back and they launch. When I think of this from what I've read in spiritual books and other places, the less you have and the more you are held back, the more you're pulled back on that rubber band. It makes it real taut, real tight. But it also gives you a higher launching point. If you've never had nothing, you don't need as much to feel adequate. If you had a lot, you need more. Now, the second one actually may depress you on going forward and under stress, while the first one may push you under stress. And they can swap and they can reverse. But in the language of the poor, it's, you know, and I'm working on me. I'm not saying that I never, growing up, we shouldn't have been poor at certain times. We were middle class. If you look at the definition of middle class, we were there, but father had a gambling problem. We didn't discover it. Later in life, he wasn't taking medication for his diabetes, and diabetes and certain illnesses do make you nuts. They do. If you don't treat them, you'll be crazy, and just know that. So because of that, my rubber band got pulled back, and I blamed him. I blamed my mom at times. I blamed all these other people. And what I realized is those things made me stronger. And once I realized that I can control my destiny, then the work ethic that was put in when you're hungry, like people that struggle are hungry. So they work. Now, the problem is when you're surviving, and we've heard this in many different factors, when you're surviving, you make short-term decisions for short-term gain. And that can be all kinds of things. And what a person that gets out of the survival mentality does is they do everything to survive, and then they do one or two things more to grow the future. Because growing the future isn't survival. Growing the future is building assets, equity, putting food up for the winter. What a squirrel does is you would say surviving, but if you put up something for your future, you're not surviving, you have excess. Excess means you can save. Excess means you have time for something else. Survival, you have no excess. You have no excess time or money at all. So just keep this in mind. Sit down with yourself, meditate, pray, do what you do, and think about, what can I do today? What can I do today, the next hour, the next minute, tomorrow, to build excess, and only blame yourself for your future, which gives you a control mindset. A poor mindset is other people hold you back, and they'll hold you back forever. Control mindset is I hold me back, and I'm not going to continue this in the future.